For so long, I've felt an immense sense of resentment towards my own inability to do certain things. I've thought about how different my life would look if I were able to achieve some of the goals I've longed for, no matter how impractical I know them to truly be. I feel I've worked for them. I've put in the hours during silent times where nobody was around to see me struggle, but yet I continue to come up short. I know it's futile to feel this way. It gets me nowhere other than creating my own self-fulfilling prophecy of failure and fueling my own pessimism. And I was never really sure of whether other people were feeling the same way or if I alone was stuck with this feeling. In the world of weightlifting and strength sports in general, I've never really felt naturally talented. I've always struggled to put weight on. I spent the majority of my high school career managing knee pain from unmanaged Osgood slaughters that gave me permanent tendonitis and a growth on my tibia. I still remember being impressed by other people being able to squat 135 pounds so easily. Flash forward years later, and I can't even fathom walking into a gym and not being able to muscle snatch that weight. I think it would give me an existential crisis. It's given me a deep appreciation for the science behind how to train, how to design a program in a way that would ensure my progress, because I knew it wouldn't come naturally. It's led me down rabbit holes that have allowed me to learn and see things I otherwise never would have. I often wonder how different I would view weightlifting had I been naturally gifted. If I were the type of person who could train for 2 months and snatch 100 kilos or compete at an international meet as a teenager, I don't think I would even really want to do weightlifting. There wouldn't have been a process of failure and success. Purely succeeding, in my mind, doesn't build an appreciation for the task that you're doing. As time has passed, I'm beginning to realize that I've long overlooked what a gift it is to not have a natural ability towards something, a natural inclination to succeed. Whether it be an athletic, academic, or even an artistic pursuit, I think there's a beauty in the struggle, in coming up short and realizing you have to reach even further than you had before, when you already so adamantly thought this was the limit of your capabilities, of your ability to push yourself. This is a journey in and of itself, pushing your limits again and again, even when it feels like there's a higher power telling you no to your own dreams. It's taken me years to develop an appreciation for what a gift it is to not be naturally talented at something. During my collegiate track and field career, I had the opportunity to be surrounded by tremendous athletes. Athletes who, and this is not meant to be any disrespect towards them, did not have to work to the extent that I, or especially others, did to achieve a great level of success. I'm sure they struggle and struggled in ways that I did not quite realize. But I could see in the workouts, their progression, and the results of their competitions that they hadn't had to strain in the same way that so many others had. In a way, I almost feel sorry for them. They're so successful. They have what I've wanted so badly for so long. So why am I now realizing that I'm better off just being me and letting them be them? The struggle, the failure, it's strengthened me in a way that only now I've had the privilege of realizing. In failure, I've become stronger, and it's fueled the successes I've now had in other endeavors or even continuing in those same past endeavors. This success I can have a deep and profound appreciation for, because if it were not for the failure, I wouldn't realize what it really means to succeed in life or in the task at hand. The winning, or the joy that's found in winning, I think ultimately comes from an appreciation for the path you have taken from failure, from being able to turn around and look at the gap you've created from those failures and where you currently are now. It's almost like looking back on a prior version of yourself and being shocked and proud at how far you've come. My teammates, and again, I don't say this with any intent to be disrespectful, have not had to face a shock and the disappointment of adversity in the way that so many other people in the same sport have had to. I can't imagine this allows a person to fully appreciate all that it means to win. First place in and of itself means absolutely nothing. at least to me personally, and I don't think it should to anybody else either. I find no joy in the feeling of being superior to others, but find complete fulfillment in being a better version of my previous self. This fulfillment is not possible without an initial level of failure. If you find nothing but success in life, you are so immensely talented that you've never come to define this failure. I truly feel bad for you because you cannot turn your shoulder and be proud of the distance that you have traveled. And I don't think this is a concept that's lost on any successful person who's had to go through struggle themselves, because although there are many successful people that have never had to strain for what they have had, I think it's much more commonplace for them to understand what struggle may look like, as they have failed many times in the past. One person who I think deeply understood this was Kobe Bryant. Although on paper he seems like a naturally talented phenom who never had to struggle, he talks about himself, his own personal struggles, setbacks, and failures, and what those taught him.
When I played basketball in Italy, I was taller than everybody else and faster, like the age of 11. And I came back to America to play basketball, and it was not the same thing because kids were bigger, stronger. And so I went through a summer of playing basketball in America where I didn't score 1 point. It was one league, I didn't score 1 point, and it was devastating. But I had to, no, I'm not giving up. It's not going to happen. So you bounce back and you keep playing, you keep practicing. But I mean, it wasn't handed to me.
So in whatever endeavor you are currently pursuing, whether it be weightlifting, another athletic pursuit, an academic or career pursuit, or something just generally creative, I think it behooves you to trust that your failure is leading you somewhere more promising. You have to see it this way. If you let your failures define you and stop you, they will entirely cause you to self-destruct. So if you take anything away from this video, it's that you must persist in failure. Not despite it or in spite of it, but in a way that allows you to move forward even more confidently. I think this is what ultimately will give you the most success, as it has done for me personally. I hope you were able to take something away from this video. Take care. Have a great day.